Marvel Age Star Wars. My name is Sean. I'm here with Brooks.
Hey, everybody. Today we're back to the regular Marvel series after our short sojourn into daily strips,
depths of the
or actually
Kashyyyk.
Sunday strips.
Yeah, all Sunday strips on that one. That was fun. We definitely have to jump into that a little bit more. I was looking at some of the other extracurricular stories that were mostly Marvel stuff. When we come to it, we will have to dive into some of the Star Wars Weekly, where they did one-off stories that were just in the UK version of the comic. Those are pretty fun.
I think we definitely should, because I mean, not everyone's read these, of course, but I think a lot more people have read these than have read those.
Those
so
are
it's kind of neat to.
Yeah, those are pretty obscure because there's like I mean, Marvel has probably reprinted those same omnibus editions now, but for a while, Dark Horse had to get through a lot of stuff. They finally did an omnibus just called Wild Space, and it was like Pizzazz and Star Wars Weekly, and I think the 3D comics were in there.
And so I think it's kind of neat to bring that stuff out to our 14 watchers.
Yeah, I think that's fun.
You know, the wide world of our subscribers.
It's all for Andy. Andy is always giving us these ideas.
We do love you, Andy.
Yeah,
you're keeping us going, man.
We're enjoying the engagement on that. I hope you did enjoy the Kashyyyk depths. That's one that's very close to my heart. If we do delve into Star Wars Weekly, we should probably do the Way of the Wookiee, because that's another weird one-off Wookiee story that just fell through the cracks. Like there's an anti-Wookiee conspiracy for a while where all the Wookiee stuff just evaporated.
Yeah, well, you see how they're treating Chewbacca in this.
Well, yeah, but any effort to try to give him a little bit more, like Kashyyyk. I mean, yeah, he was still fighting and stuff, but it was his planet, and they were doing stuff, and he was like having spiritual powwows with weird psychedelic roots.
Instead of just hanging with the ladies in the bar and killing people.
Yeah, chinooping. Just massacring and chinooping everywhere he went.
Just throwing people around.
Just fracking and franking like a maniac.
I dig this dude.
Valence.
The Hunter. Death and destruction are his tools. The Star Warriors are his targets.
This is a fun one because we'll get into it, but this is a deceptive cover because most of the story is actually going to feature non-core characters. You see Jaxxon there, so you know that this is the great return of Jaxxon, and then the last appearance of him ever until just recently, when there's a weird Jaxxon revival in the new comics.
He doesn't show up ever again in the series?
I don't believe he shows up. Technically, since they came back and they did an issue 108 or whatever, like a year or two ago, they brought Jaxxon back in that because they were specifically referencing. I think Valence came back in that too. But you never can tell. Like we said, Jaxxon found his way into Star Wars Adventures, and Valence is now like part of the canon. This issue, I don't know, might be rising in value now, because it's the first appearance of Valence.
We should talk more about that. Try to get that spec crowd. That's where all the YouTube views are now. You just start like issues to spec on 2020, and you'll get like 100,000 views like magically.
Yeah, the Marvel Age hot list. See all the flames on this. This is hot.
Get it now while you can. Go dig in those dollar boxes.
Yeah, the only issue. Yeah, actually, I could look at it because I do have my copy here, or at least for some reason I have two of them, but I have one, and the tag on it is $3, and it wasn't even that long ago that I bought it. I probably bought that like 5 years ago, so it would be fun if I was like, oh, this is worth $50 now. It's like, oh my god. So anyway, this is the one. This is fun. It looks like. That looks like Walt Simonson's signature on the side there, so it looks like he did this cover.
I like the display around Valence here. It's like, iconic characters: 3PO, R2, Han and Chewie, Luke Skywalker, and what? Jaxxon?
Yeah. Which is funny. Like I said,
who stands out here?
That's the only element that is actually truthful. The rest is buried.
Who belongs in this comic?
Like, I'm pretty sure that he is hunting for the main core characters, but that... Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into what Valence's
I like the little
deal
skull. Almost like proto... Well, actually, this would be after Punisher was debuted.
Yeah, it would be because Punisher
by
existed
3
in
or
the
4
late
years.
70s, didn't he? Or at least the
Punisher
early
was
80s.
like 74 is when Punisher
Oh,
debuted.
really? Oh, my God.
Yeah, and Spider-Man.
Like, I knew that I just didn't realize he went that far back.
He didn't get his own series till the mid 80s.
Yeah,
But,
he didn't become a hero.
Yeah. But I also like his little Reed Richards white streak in his hair there.
Yeah, that's a classic comic book thing. Like, tons of characters have just a shock of white hair. And I've never met a human being in real life who did.
I guess that's an old-timey way of saying you're old, but you're not old.
Yeah, it's like Evil Dead 2. It's like, I'm not old, I've just seen stuff.
Yeah. I'm older. I'm experienced, but I can still fight. And he's got a bayonet. How cool is that?
Yeah, on a bazooka. That guy's planning ahead.
Walt Simonson.
Yeah, and Bob Wiacek.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
The Hunter. His name is Valance. Is that how you pronounce it?
I say Valence, but I mean...
Okay, yeah, that sounds cooler.
But
his name...
it depends on... I tend to think that he was probably named in deference to the word valence, but a lot of work was done sort of after the fact to sort of link his personal mythology to The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, the movie. I think later on, is it Jason Fromm, I think, was developing some stuff for the role-playing game, and he came up with a couple scenarios that actually included Valence, and he gave him the first name Baliert, which is an anagram for Liberty. And then he started just naming his planet after the town that Liberty Valance was from and things like that. But I think that was all his sort of invention. I don't think when Archie Goodwin created the character that he had all those associations in mind. Because I actually emailed Jason Fromm one time asking him about that, and he said he couldn't think of anything where he got that was the original intent. He just thought it was cool at the time, and later on thought that was kind of dumb. He's like, I don't really like Tuckerized names anymore, but back then I thought it would be fun.
Well, that's neat. He wrote you back. That's cool.
A lot of these Star Wars guys are cool. When I was doing research trying to write that original book, I emailed a lot of guys and would hear back from a lot of guys who had written for Star Wars Insider or for the comics and stuff. And Jason Fromm's written books and stuff. Like, he wrote The Last Jedi adaptation and a couple other books that I like in the expanded universe. But most of these guys are pretty cool. Yeah, to me, Valence just sounds like a more science fiction-y name.
Well, we'll stick with that. His name is Valence. He and the band of galactic mercenaries who follow him are bounty hunters. Yet, no one here has a price on their head.
This is kind of cool foretelling, and it's foreshadowing too, because bounty hunters, of course, became huge in the wake of Empire, because there was Boba Fett, and they had a gang of bounty hunters on the ship, and so that became bounty hunters became barbarians of the Star Wars universe, where people are just I'm going to be a cool bounty hunter. But at this point, this is more or less an introduction into the mythology by the comic book. That's not something they're drawing from.
Well,
from the movies. I
guess in Star Wars, they say there's a bounty on Han's head and that everyone will be looking for him. I forget how Greedo puts it, but he's like...
Yeah, it's hard to say, because in the original version of the movie, it's only the scene with Greedo. And by the time Greedo shows up, the bounty's already there. It's not if you screw this up, Solo, then you'll have a bounty on your head, because Greedo's there because he does. So he may make that mention. I can't remember the dialogue in the scene, because I should.
He says something about every someone in the galaxy's looking for you. Lucky I found you first. I forget how he puts it exactly.
Yeah, something like that. It's weird because the scene doesn't make sense.
Hanging out here in Mos Eisley. Yeah. At the cantina everyone goes to.
Yeah. Well, also, lucky I find you first, and I work directly for Jabba, so I have the intel before anybody else. Well, of course you found me. Like, Jabba probably said, why don't you go to the cantina? That's where he hangs out. And Jabba was here, too. You didn't even, like, find me by yourself. Obviously, you were with Jabba. There were 3 other Greedos standing with him in that scene.
Yeah. Well, so we have the concept of bounty hunters, I guess, but they weren't a big part until Empire.
Yeah, they weren't popularized in the way that Boba Fett would popularize them.
So it is cool that we have a bounty hunter here.
Yeah.
You do his voice.
Fast.
He has to be.
Yeah.
He has to be
I
some
want
kind
a
of tough
clean
guy.
sweep. No survivors.
Valence pays for this raid himself. It is fitting. He has come to destroy his own past.
Oh, that's a good setup. I should have tried to do him like Lee Marvin. Do I have a Lee Marvin voice? I want a clean sweep. No, I don't have one.
It's always nice to check first.
Yeah, sometimes it's in there. You don't know what's in the repertoire.
I was thinking of the, like you were doing it, a clean sweep, no survive.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
it's a
Eastwood kind of,
a Batman voice.
or kind of an
Valence.
Eastwood kind of thing.
We'll keep cultivating that. Yeah, Josie Wales sort of deal. Dying ain't no kind of living, boy.
Every tough guy has to talk like this. It's kind of lame, actually.
It's
That's
really
why I liked.
hilarious.
That's why I liked Bane so much. A lot of people hated the way he talked, but I thought it was awesome,
Well,
just because it was so different.
It's not a binary. There's a spectrum. You could have fallen anywhere. You got to give Bane to Tom Hardy in that it's not a forgettable performance, and it would have been otherwise. Like, it's a forgettable character, but
If he
not
had talked
a
just like
forgettable-
Batman, it'd been dumb.
I'm Batmanier than Batman. But Batman's Bane. That would have been even funnier. But how do you outdo Christian Bale? Because he was just, swear to me!
Yeah.
Just
You get
chewing
too-
up the scenery.
Get too like this, it becomes unintelligible.
How
Starts
did
sounding
he
like you
even
have a lung disease.
do it? Yeah. Good Lord. And if you don't, you will. I don't even know. Where are the drugs going?
Where were the other drugs going?
I never knew that. Wait, what?
I said, where are the other drugs going?
Pete Holmes.
I hadn't showered that day, and I fight crime in a rubber suit. Really seals in the flavor.
Oh, dude, Jesus.
So gross.
That's one of my favorite things.
If it, we're talking, was it Bad Man? Is that what they called it? But the Bane one is the worst. We did it in every way, in an order that would surprise you.
They're like, Bane's like, oh, Bruce, please.
It's just so wrong. All right, we could talk all day about how funny Pete Holmes is. That doesn't get
And
any
that-
closer to Valence.
And that is unfortunate for all others at this isolated outworld medical station, particularly if they happen to be droids.
Good grief, there must be some error. This facility is neutral. Even the Empire Shut up, junk. Fadak. That's the sound that a laser bazooka makes.
Valence experiences regret. There's no time to enjoy the shooting. Poor thing.
Yeah. Just me.
Junk. All his life he's hated mechanicals. Servile circuitry competing with men. Oh, he's a droidist.
Yeah, he's one of those. That's something they introduced in the first movie that they just really commit to in the comic book, is that there's a lot of people who are robot racists in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, because they never show that again in the movie, I don't think. I
No,
mean,
there's
even
like
Jabba's got
one
droids
dude
all over the
who
place.
doesn't want droids in his bar and doesn't explain why. Like, he might just be saying, I don't have an oil spigot, but people are like, people just really hate droids in this universe.
Junk. Okay, where did that part?
The
The attitude is common among most organics in the galaxy, but few share the unrelieved intensity of Valence's feelings. We're rounding up all the robot orderlies, Captain.
You know what to do, Slizzik. Slizk.
The Hutlarian first mate knows exactly. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, just
And
kill
Valence.
all the droids.
line them up. What, Valentine's Day massacre style.
Of R2-D2 model droids.
And Valence can proceed confidently to his main objective. Wait, this is just a computer record station. There are no drugs, anything of value.
I'm well aware of what's here, Techno.
Techno. Then, why? Valence does not answer. He acts.
Stoom!
And in that act, the computer record section of the Telos 4 medical station vanishes. And that poor dude goes flying off. Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, still lucky, all things considered, dude.
Well, we don't know that he's alive. I mean, look at that.
I don't know, you just got stoomed.
I mean, he's flying violently through the air. I doubt he's going to wake up, in one piece. And if he does, there's no droids here to help him.
He'll just stand up perfectly unharmed to get eaten by a tiger like the dude in Naked Gun 2.
Yeah. Elsewhere, as one by one the inpatient bays are invaded. Oh, they're killing the patients too?
Terrible.
Good grief. A sick old man, lost in delirium, speaks to shadows within his mind.
Oh, this sucks, yeah. Oh, you bring my lightsaber? Good. Then Don Juan Quixote is ready.
Whoa. This
Ready
is Don
to
Juan
fight
Quixote?
again, Hansel. It's so horrible. What a team we were. Your Wookiee friend, the lovely Amaiza, Jaxxon, the Lepus Carnivorous, and of course the boy and his droid.
Wait, so this is Don Juan?
Yeah.
How sad. I mean, it hasn't been that long.
Murdered again.
That was what, issue 7, 8, 9, something like that?
10
Here we
was the
are.
last
So it's
time
been
for them,
less than
yeah.
a year. Less than a year in terms of the comic coming out. And now he's like holed up in some
The triumphant
delirium
return
in a
of,
medical center.
Yeah, he goes crazy in a robot hospital and gets murdered for it.
Oh, that's really sad.
Captain Valence, come quickly. We're on to something big.
But the old warrior has tired. He drifts into silence.
You're certain what he said?
We hear quite well, sir, where a large bounty is concerned.
Then back to the ship. We've a new job ahead of us. I still feel like Don Juan's not going to make it.
That's kind of a... I don't need to see him like that. He's already
Just,
died once in a comic.
Oh, I'll be so glad to be useful again and back with the old gang and doing great things.
And that's even sadder.
Stoom.
Like, to Han, that was nothing. Han's like, doesn't even remember these guys.
Doesn't remember him at all.
But Don Juan's like, remember all the awesome times
All
we
my
had?
best friends and favorite people. It's like,
We were the... Oh, God. This is making me depressed. Proton charges all set, Captain. Another Captain.
Yeah, really,
Is there a
it's the only
rule
way
they
we
can't
say
spell
it.
out Captain?
Not without a real military credential. Captain is an informal.
I get it.
Everyone aboard for immediate liftoff.
As the light cruiser takes to the skies, a series of explosions complete the wiping away of Valence's past. Well, there went Don Juan.
Yeah,
a sad way to go.
His past is comprised mostly of just a weak old man.
This is awful. Now he can consider the future, the satisfaction and challenge of a new hunt.
Feed the information to our computer, Sulznik. Concentrate on the Lepus Carnivorous. Of all the leads to Solo, the boy, and the droids, a man-sized, meat-eating green rabbit should be easiest to find. Why is that such an oddity in this universe?
Yeah, I mean,
And everybody's
he
super
talks about
excited.
he had like 100 brothers or
He
something. There
eats
should be
meat?
others.
That's the weirdest part of all. No one can get over the fact that he is a meat-eating rabbit.
Oh, you're talking about the meat eating part.
Just the whole
I was
bit
just
of it.
talking about the
why-
rabbit part.
He's large. He's green. Who cares? Like, I knew a hedgehog guy, and nobody ever says, "Let's find the hedgehog guy."
Well, that's true. No one ever says, "Oh, there's tons of vegetable eating green rabbits. Find that meat eating one. That's what we're looking for."
Yeah. So it's starting to seem like it's just something to do with my green.
It's like, it's a weird detail to focus on, but okay.
Yeah. Sure you won't change your mind there, Amaiza?
No thanks, Jax. The high life on these backwater worlds can get pretty low. I'll oversee the ship's refueling. Don't get your ears burned. I love how Amaiza dresses and never changes. I mean, she found her look, and she's sticking with it.
Yeah, she commits.
I mean,
love
Jax
this
is like,
art,
at least
actually.
that's like a...
Like this,
Jax is a spacesuit, so you're like, okay, I could see him still wearing that, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, this art is pretty cool. Yeah, like it took us a while to understand the utility of him covering his tail up with pants instead of just letting it poke out. But at least he's got something going on. Amaiza is like, I started out as a burlesque dancer, so really all I had to add were 6 guns on either side.
And that's what I wear.
That's my look. Yeah, that's who I am now. Cute lady, even if she doesn't have fur. Good gambler, too. Managed to run up our small stakes into enough to get my old freighter repaired, and... Hey, what in the holy hutch?
Hutch, because he's a rabbit. It's an electronet, capable of shocking most creatures into submission or unconsciousness. Awakening from the experience is also less than a picnic.
I'd ask what's up, guys, but it feels like I am.
A negotiable position, Rabbit. Once you name the planet where you served with Han Solo and the boy with the droids.
Sorry, Baldy, I don't think on friends. Or guys that I knew for just a couple of days.
Now I can hurt him, right, Fudd?
If you notice, this is Archie Goodwin being funny. Like, one of them's named Fudd, and the other one's named Daffy.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Of course, Daffy. That's why we put the agony inducer on his ear.
Yow!
Name the planet, Rabbit. Our leader, Captain Valence, is waiting, and there's unimaginable bounty at stake.
Blow it on your retros!
Again, Daffy. Blaster fire! Who? Just a girl who changed her mind about how to spend the evening. Now, don't go for your guns, or... I said don't!
Yeah. Why doesn't anyone listen? Just, everybody gotta get wrapped.
And the one-time member of the infamous Black Hole Gang is perfectly able to back up all she says. Some fun, eh, Fuzzy? Like being back on Aduba 3, and with Han in the gang. Are these guys, like, think that's, like, a big highlight in their life, too?
This, yeah, really puts into perspective, like, how important our heroes are. That, like, that was just, like, a weekend off for Han, and it's, like, the biggest thing that's happened to all of them.
Like being back on Aduba 3, with Han and the gang.
No, Amaiza, I was getting my ears wilted not to tell him that. If any of them are still kicking.
One is.
Brad.
And when a fast shot isn't fast enough to stop him,
Also,
they don't give chase.
Really like this art, again. Very crisp and clean art in this issue.
Yeah, the coloring's nice, too.
Yeah, it's not nearly as gaudy. I mean, I'm sure it's more muted in the actual comic.
Yeah, you see the blue. Whenever they have that blue on her dress there and in the sky, it's always too much. Jaxxon and Amaiza take swiftly into space, and the good ship Rabbit's Foot.
Rabbit's Foot. Rabbit's
Foot!
Kind
of
Well, you should just call it Foot, but no one got it.
It kind of looks like the Falcon. It's kind of
I really
weird...
like it. It sort of reminds me of Ghost from Rebels. You know, how it has some of those familiar sort of elements to Star Wars ships.
Yeah. Destination? The little regarded rim world of Aduba 3. No, we're not going back to Aduba. Come on, guys. We spent too much time on Aduba already.
That was our favorite time.
Like, we put so much work into Aduba 3, we want to get some more out of it.
Yeah, the world building, you know, it'd be a shame to just leave it at a 4-issue arc.
And an isolated village in its vast outback. Okay, why are they going there? Presumably to warn the boy?
Just because they said Aduba 3 out loud, like they're gonna raise that entire planet because
they're
we said we'd been there
gonna find
once.
a boy and a droid.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a droid anymore. So it's just a guy now they're looking for. He's not even a boy anymore. Look at him. He's growing into a man.
And also, why does he want this kid and the droid? Is he thinking it's Luke or something? Because he keeps saying the boy and his droids.
I think that's the thing. Like, looks like we beat the bad guys. Maybe we'll even have time to figure why they're coming here. Jabba the Hutt put a price on Solo's head, but those creeps all acted like there's also another... Hold on. But those creeps acted like there's also one of our other pal. One on our other pal. Sorry, guys. Jimm, who called himself the Starkiller Kid, when he... I keep forgetting you have to recap everything. When he and his robot Effie threw in with us to defend against those local bandits.
Me? Wanted by bounty hunters? And his girlfriend goes, ooh.
I was like, nice. More like
boy.
Jimm the Starkiller Man.
Yeah. Pretty funny, Jax. I'm an old married farmer. It's been almost a year.
Yeah, that's
I'm an old man now.
To me.
And Don Quixote's senile and in a hospital. Mary and I are expecting our first baby. There's no way.
Somebody thinks there is, kid. And right or wrong, they're the kind of sweeties who'll stomp your home in the dust just to stay in practice. Jeez.
Unless we make some plans, and fast.
It's like, who's up for calling a behemoth?
Shouldn't have killed that behemoth.
I'm just saying. The old man got stomped, like, so he's out of ideas.
Amaiza looks to the sky. Nothing is visible. Yet. Approaching the Aduba system, Captain Valence. Again.
Yeah. Return to Aduba 3. The very exciting Return to Aduba 3. Time to review the tape so no one is mistaken about what our goal is. He's actually got an exposition tape.
A tape? That's fun. You don't see much of this kind of stuff in Star Wars.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of physical media.
Yet Valence's own mind drifts back to his last moments, serving the Empire in an outworld skirmish. That's a cool looking cannon.
Yeah, I like these. The stormtroopers look pretty cool too.
Moments when his career as a stormtrooper officer of ruthless promise was ended by a rebel serial torpedo. No! What do the little circles and 1-1s on their backs mean? I've wondered that since I was a kid.
I don't know. It's not some kind of binary code.
I
mean, they all have the same
be.
one, but
it's kind of weird.
or just pause and stop.
That's the number 3.
Maybe that means something.
He survived the blast, but by a margin so narrow, the retreating Imperials left him at the Telos 4 medical station to die. Oh, that's the medical station he just blew up. Instead, to his own regret, he was saved. At a price, the knowledge he could never again stand with pride in the Empire's ranks.
But that's the past. I've destroyed that. Now there's the boy. The boy and his droids.
Bitterly, Valence punches the tape into the player. That's not how you treat a tape.
Yeah, he doesn't like any electronics.
And waits to feel the hate. Good grief, dude.
I'm going to play my rage tape. I would love it if it was just like death metal. I'm going to thrash till we get there. Is that cool? Uh-oh, big-ass exposition page.
Yep. The same hate he felt on first viewing this tape, taken from a rebel spy slain by his men. It is an illegal dupe of an Imperial transmission and details the incredible escape of Senator and Princess Leia Organa from the Death Star. That one participant, Han Solo, had a price on his head interested Valence, as did the hint that Sith Lord Darth Vader was soundly tested by a strange, unknown old man. Is he thinking that that's Don Quixote?
Rock and roll everybody is in this. First of all, look at Chewie, total like bass player.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you got Darth Vader's kind of rocking this almost bell-bottom sort of look.
That's really weird looking.
He's awesome. This is super rock and roll. I just watched a documentary about that sci-fi band that played at Disneyland for like a summer called Halix, I think was the name of it. And they had like a big Wookiee kind of dude. You can find it online. It's a fun documentary.
Look at their lightsabers here.
Yeah, very cool. Just
kind of weird looking. But it was the boy who fired Valence's fury. For his part was done with the cooperation, indeed the friendship, of two droids. The tape images fade. So there is a tape of Darth Vader fighting in the Death Star and them escaping.
Is he just watching Star Wars the movie?
Yeah.
Like, you got a huge amount of information here, sir.
It was an illegal dupe.
It was, and you guys pirated it. If one thing chaps me more than anything, it's copyright infringement.
But Valence's revulsion that any human would willingly ally himself with junk only grows. Aduba 3, Captain. And we're returning to Aduba 3. Yay!
Very excited to do that next week. So, yes.
I hope we get to see that cantina again.
Yeah, that whole town shut down after Han blew through. Like, no, there's no one left alive in half the planet.
And I want to see the priest, the weird priest guy. Wonder if he's still burying cyborgs or whatever.
Yeah, wonder who's
Valence will
running the
love this
Cloud Rider
planet.
gang
They hate
now.
droids.
Yeah, like the way this place works.
Think I'll make a home here. Finally found my people. So we'll pick up the rest of this story in the next episode. Check out TV8MyDinner.com.
New and improved. It's actually not new at all, but we have added some new features to TV8 My Dinner to make it easier to navigate all of our various shows. So we do have
if you've gone there
for Marvel
before
and
and
Star
found
Wars.
it a little disorienting, we've tried to fix that.
Yeah, so you can much more easily view episodes from the TV8 My Dinner podcast, Cloud City After Dark, which is a Star Wars podcast. You can view those there. Created a whole new section of TV8 My Dinner that just allows you to browse through our many episodes where we talk about horror. So
Well, that's kind of neat. Like a
Cabin
filter,
in the Woods.
filtered out the horror episodes somehow.
Yeah, I just flagged them.
Well, that's cool.
So now you can go through there. If horror is your bag, then you can basically just listen to TV in the Woods, and it's like our very own horror podcast.
And if horrible is your bag, you can just listen to TV8 My Dinner itself.
Yeah, just all of it. A lot more videos there too. I posted the links to all of the Marvel Age Star Wars videos, but all of our other weird videos are there too, so that you can just go to the video section and look through there and see what we got going on. So check out TV8MyDinner.com and see if we don't have something more of interest to you.
Sean's got a book on Amazon, The Cosmic
Unconscious.
Unconscious.
So yeah, check that out if you're interested in the psychology of Star Wars. Check us out on Facebook through TV8 My Dinner or through Expanding Universe, which is more Star Wars related stuff. That is also out there.
And hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Like the videos and subscribe to the channel.
Gently click that bell.
Drop the hammer. Make the commitment. It's clicking a button. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even think you benefit from doing it personally, but just do it for us.
And we do appreciate it, those of you that have. And we'll see you very soon for part 2 of issue 16,
Yeah.
The Hunter.
We go back to 3 for Aduba 3.
Until then, my name's Brooks,
I'm Sean.
and we'll see you later. Bye.
Snoop.